I'm just taking out my coconut that I'm toasting and my pecans, or shall I say that I have already toasted. So that's what's coming out of the oven, you guys. So we toasted coconut and pecans for about 5 or 6 minutes on 350 degrees. But listen, you guys, it is the week before Thanksgiving, and today we are making a German chocolate pound cake. And we're going to use this German chocolate to make a glaze, a chocolate glaze. And then we're going to do the toasted coconut and pecans, kind of a frosting. But you already know, honey, that frosting going to be loose enough where I can kind of pour it over the cake and it'll drizzle on down, because I'm not going to stand here and ice no pound cake. Okay? For those of you who are new, welcome. I do not like icing cakes, so that's why I'm a glaze girl. All right, so this is what we're going to use, the ingredients that I'm going to use today to bake this cake. I'll be using 3 cups of my Swan's Down cake flour, and to that I've added a ½ teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I've also added 3/4 cups of this unsweetened Hershey's cocoa powder. Now I've added the cocoa powder, the salt, the baking powder. I've added all of that to my 3 cups of cake flour. Now, Swan's Down comes pre-sifted. When you purchase it in the box, it's already pre-sifted. But after I add all those extra ingredients, I like to sift it one more time. So that's what's in here. And then we have 3 cups of sugar. I have 1 cup of buttermilk, and it is room temperature. And then I have 3 sticks of butter, and they are room temperature. Speaking of butter, you guys, I've had a couple of comments and even an email that I say I use unsalted butter. I always use unsalted butter unless I say otherwise. Well, some of you have thought I've said salted when I start mixing. When I start mixing and I explain that I'm adding my 3 sticks of softened butter, I'm saying softened butter, not salted. So you're telling me that I'm saying one thing in the beginning and then I'm saying something else. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm using softened, unsalted butter. Okay? So I try to make sure I pronounce that a little bit better so you guys won't think I'm using salted. Because, honey, it is not salted. I have 5 large eggs that are room temperature, and they've already been cracked. So my eggs, my buttermilk, and my butter are all room temperature. Then, let's see, is that it for the cake? Oh, we're going to add some vanilla. About a tablespoon or more of vanilla to the cake. Then for the glaze, again, we're going to do the chocolate glaze with the German chocolate, the sweetened German chocolate. And then we're going to add pecans, about a cup of pecans, 1.5 to 2 cups of, I use the sweetened coconut flakes. They're sweetened. We're going to use a can of this evaporated milk. I'm going to add some butter to that, that frosting. Have a cup of dark brown sugar. Going to add a little salt. And I think that's it. Okay. So this should be interesting, you guys, because I don't eat German chocolate cake. I don't even know if my dude number 1, aka my husband, eats German chocolate cake. And the reason I don't know, because I don't normally fix it, because I don't eat it. So we'll see. He'll probably taste it, but y'all know I don't do those big coconut flakes, and we not. So we're fixing this just for you guys, okay? Of course, I've thoroughly washed my hands. Don't be in the kitchen with nasty hands, because that's just nasty. How many of you guys said that with me? My oven is preheating to 325 degrees. And right now I'm adding my 3 sticks of softened butter. Was that better? Adding my softened butter to my mixer. And then when I turn it on, I'm just going to mix the butter just a few seconds before I add my sugar, okay? So we're going to mix just a few seconds to get the butter mixed up. And then I'm going to add my sugar slowly. Once I get through adding my sugar, we're going to cream that butter and sugar for about 10 to 12 minutes. And yes, I do set a timer. Once that has creamed, you want it light and fluffy. You don't want to hear those sugar crystals mixing around in the bottom of your mixing bowl. But once that's done, then I'm going to add my eggs one at a time, 5 large eggs. You'll see me add the first egg, you'll see me add the last egg, but remember I've added 5 eggs in all. And then after I do that, I'll stop the mixer and then we'll come back and I'll talk you through the rest, what we're going to do next. We've creamed our butter and sugar. We've added our 5 eggs. Now it's time to start adding our dry and wet ingredients and alternating between the two. But before I start that, I like to go on and get my extracts and just add them to my milk. In this case, we're adding it to the buttermilk. I'm just going to put some in. Okay, and that way that's already in there. Just trying to look at the camera to make sure you guys could see what I was doing. Alright, so we're going to start with our cake flour mixture. And then we're going to add a little bit of the buttermilk. And again, we're going to alternate going back and forth. You want to start with your dry ingredients and you want to end with your dry ingredients. So you'll see me add the first little bit of flour, then I'll add some of that buttermilk. But I'm not going to show you the entire back and forth process, okay? Then you'll just see me adding the last little bit of flour that's remaining. You want to be careful during this process. You just want to mix enough to incorporate your ingredients. You're not trying to get it silky smooth, okay? So do not over mix. If you do, cake can be dense, it can fall. So please, don't overdo it. Okay. Alright, I have thoroughly sprayed my cake pan with Baker's Joy. My oven is ready. This looks like chocolate ice cream, which is not one of, but my favorite. I love chocolate ice cream. Okay. Guess the one good thing about me not liking German chocolate, I guess I won't have my lips wrapped around this cake, huh? Okay, now we want to get the batter as level as possible. Kind of smooth it out. I guess I will eat just a little bit of the chocolate batter. I'll eat the beaters. I get what's on the beaters and that's it. Hit it under the bottom to get the air bubbles out. Okay. Again, we're going in 325 degrees. We're going to set the timer for an hour and 15 minutes. And you guys, when I bake my cakes, I always bake in the middle of my oven. So I move my rack to make sure it's in the very middle of the oven. Okay? If I need more time, I will make the adjustment. Okay, while the cake is baking, we're going to go on and do the chocolate glaze and the coconut pecan frosting. And with the chocolate glaze, all we want to do is pour about a half a cup of boiling water over the chocolate. We're just going to stir that until it's smooth, and then we'll have to also let that cool down. Okay, so we're waiting on the water to get a little bit hotter. In the meantime, okay, it's boiling now. So we're just going to take this and pour this hot water over the chocolate. And while that's starting to melt, we're going to take this 1 can of evaporated milk, and I did thoroughly clean off this can. You guys make sure you wash off your cans before you open them because they are nasty. We're going to take these are 3 egg yolks, okay? Slightly beat them, and we're going to add that to our milk. We're going to add this 1 cup of dark brown sugar. And that's just going to start heating up. What we're going to do is continue to stir this until it starts to thicken. It's going to get bubbly, start to thicken. Add in this 1 stick of butter and a little bit of, about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So we'll continue to let this cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now you see it's thickened and bubbly. So we're gonna turn off the burner and remove it from the heat. Now we're gonna add a little vanilla. And then also our pecans and toasted pecans and coconut. Y'all, this is another example of experimenting, because this chocolate is bitter. So it's possible I didn't have a clue as to what I was doing. But this is what we're getting ready to do right here. We're getting ready to try to fix it up, because if we can't fix it up and make it taste sweeter, it's bitter. Ooh, I'm going to resort to my little chocolate melts that I get from my local cake supply place. Honey, that's exactly what we'll be using. What am I spoon I'm looking for? Okay, that's terrible. So right now I just put it on the burner. Where are all my little spoons? Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll use a spatula. Okay, it's on my burner. Ooh, that German chocolate is not good. But then again, like I say, it was probably just me. Probably just me. But we get ready to fix it. At least try to. Now here I go experimenting again. Okay, I have a little bit of butter. We're going to put a little butter in here. About a couple of tablespoons. Add a little butter. And then we just going to add some powdered sugar to it. Is that what I was supposed to do in the beginning, y'all? Because honey, this don't taste good. Okay. Let me add some powdered sugar. Here I go again. I don't know what be the deal with me and this chocolate. See, that's why I'm trying to melt chocolate. That's why I keep it simple. Oh, I have time for all this. So let me see if I can fix it. Ooh-wee, y'all. I think we're gonna be all right. The struggle was real. But we have chocolate glaze. Chocolate glaze, you guys. So what would I do differently? I would have started it on the stove with the butter, not quite half a cup of water, and then did the powdered sugar and stuff. But I was reading somewhere they were just saying melt it with the hot water. Lies. That was terrible. And it tasted awful too. Anywho, we're okay. I think we're gonna be all right, y'all. We're gonna be all right. It's an hour and 15 minutes later. We are done. So now we will cool for at least 10 before we flip. Alrighty then, so we will let the cake continue to cool. Isn't that pretty? And then once it's cool, we'll be ready to put this chocolate glaze and toasted pecans and coconut on here. Alright, we're starting with our glaze. And I heated my chocolate back up just a little bit. So we're just going to pour some of this chocolate glaze. Now to add some of our toasted coconut and pecan frosting or topping. Now we're just going to finish it off with a little bit more chocolate on the top. German chocolate pound cake with a chocolate glaze and toasted pecans and coconut frosting. Sort of, kinda. Extra coconut, pecans, and chocolate down in the hole. I don't know whether or not you would eat this or not at this time. Do you eat German chocolate?
Is that coconut?
Yes, that's some German chocolate cake, sir. I don't eat. It's still warm too, baby.
Oh yeah, bro.
What? But what?
I tell you what, if I don't make it,
you don't have to worry about sharing this with me today, honey.
If I don't make it, I'm gonna tell you what.
I mean, well, I do
I'm
want
going
to
out.
taste like the inside of the cake.
God almighty. Have mercy. Whoo. Look at here. I'm going.
Just want to taste the inside of the cake.
What do you mean you want to taste the inside?
The cake part. I don't eat German chocolate.
I hope don't nobody else eating it.
It is still warm.
Oh yes, it is.
Cake part good.
It's coming off of the cake.
Took doesn't eat it either, y'all.
So that's just me.
It's just you. Yummy. Not really. It's pretty though. German chocolate. You know what? I think my struggle. I know my struggle is it's challenging for me to cook stuff that I don't eat. Because the cake wasn't a problem. It was just doing the coconut, pecan, and chocolate glaze. And me and melting chocolate, that chocolate just gives me a fit sometimes.
Well, It's hard
But it
for
turned
me.
out, y'all, the chocolate turned out good. The chocolate
It's hard for me
glaze.
to eat stuff I had not cooked. So
What you mean it's hard for you to eat stuff you haven't cooked? I can't tell. Well,
You
you
need to
wrapping
tell.
your lips around it.
you need to tell I'm doing this against my will.
Is it good? I do have some more, no, you could have got some more
This is
coconut toasted pecan glaze. Anywho, well, you guys, that's cake number 1 for this week. So we're gonna keep it going.
And what is this?
It's a German chocolate cake.
A German chocolate pound cake.
Yeah, it's a German chocolate pound cake. Yes. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and shake something. Shake something. Y'all notification bell. Y'all know it shakes when you turn it on. So y'all can keep being nosy over here. We like y'all being nosy.
Hit the nose in.
The nosy. All right, you good, babe? We already look forward to you.
Join us.
Thanksgiving is next week.
Thanks for giving me this.
Yeah. We already look forward to you joining us again next time. Bye.
For all you chocolate lovers,
Yeah.
keep being nosy.
See, I don't even want any.
This for the chocolate lovers.
Sharing.
I'm sharing.
Open your mouth.
What?
Somebody open their mouth.
Oh, what? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it tastes like.
Bye.